When using Amazon Web Services, the hardware you can use is determined by an allowance set on your account. Each account has a virtual CPU limit for the available hardware configurations, and these limits determine the hardware you can use. With new accounts, these limits can be fairly small, but does keep your account from racking up huge bills with the more powerful hardware configurations. Because of this, it does require users to request a limit increase to use more powerful configurations. You'll notice that each hardware configuration has a virtual CPU requirement, and Barista shows this amount when selecting hardware, showing the total vCPUs needed as well as current limit on the account. We can see this by selecting an instance, and after our selection, we'll see the total vCPUs needed below our selection. On the left is the total vCPUs required, and on the right is the limit on the account. But when we exceed this limit, we'll need to request a limit increase in order to use that configuration. In order to expedite this process, Barista offers a limit increase assistance, making this a painless process. To see how this is done, let's select a large CPU configuration. As you can see, when the limit has been exceeded, the virtual CPU total will turn red, and we'll see a limit increase button to the right. When we click that limit increase button, we'll get the information we need for our limit increase. After making note of the limit increase information, click the Request Increase button to open the limit increase form in the AWS console. There we go. Now, a lot of the information that you need has already been selected for you. We have the EC2 spot instances. And down here in the requests, we need to select our region. And I'm in North Virginia. And then we need to select our instance type. If we go back to Barista here, we'll see that our primary instance type is all standard. And these are the CPU instances. So I'll select all standard. And then our limit, and new limit needs to be at least 96 in order to use the configuration that we had selected. So we can set 96 or we can set something higher. In this particular case, we're just going to choose 96. If you want to enter an increase for another family of instances, maybe GPU instances, you can do so by clicking the Add Another Request button here. And then we can do the same thing, selecting the region, select the instance type, but for now, let's just remove that. Once we're done with the instance information, we need to add a case description, which is just a reason for needing this increase. This can be as simple as saying, I'm using instances for remote 3D rendering. And once that's done, we just click Submit. Depending on the size of the increase, you may see the increase take effect within the hour. For larger increases, you may end up needing to verify the increase with Amazon support. Once the increase is approved, you'll see the new limit on the account when selecting an instance in Barista. And you can start using instances based on your new limit.